Listen to me very carefully, because what I am about to give you will mark a dividing line in your life. The life you have been living and the life you are destined to live for 25 years. I studied the minds of more than 500 of the most successful men in America: Carnegie, Ford, Edison, Rockefeller, men who built empires from nothing and shaped entire industries with their ideas. And after all those years, I discovered one truth so powerful, so simple, and so hidden from the world that it separates the masters of life from its victims. They did not begin their day by accident. They began it with command before their feet touched the floor, before they spoke to a single person, before they read a single headline. They gave their minds a set of orders, and those orders shaped the day. Those days shaped their habits, and those habits shaped their destiny. Meanwhile, most people wake up exactly the same way every morning, with worry, with doubt, with fear about money, with past failures still poisoning their minds. They rise from bed, already defeated, before they have even begun. This is the true poverty in life, poverty of mind. And it keeps 98% of people chained to the lives they secretly wish to escape. But today, that chain breaks, because the words you speak in the first minutes of your morning are not positive thoughts. They are commands. They are orders to your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind is connected to infinite intelligence itself. The first words you speak each morning decide whether you fail or succeed. You are about to learn those words, not weak affirmations, but a set of morning commands used by the very minds who built industries, fortunas, and legacies. Say them with faith. Say them with emotion. Say them as if your entire future depends on them, because it does. Now, take a slow breath and prepare your mind. Your new life begins at dawn every morning. There is a brief moment when your life can be rewritten. It happens in the first few minutes after you open your eyes, before you check your phone, before you remember yesterday, before your mind becomes noisy with obligations, distractions, and doubt. This moment is the most valuable part of your entire day. It is your window to power. Why? Because your brain is not fully awake. It is still operating in the same state you entered during deep meditation and hypnosis, a state where your subconscious mind is wide open, completely receptive, ready to obey. Your subconscious mind does not argue with you. It does not question what you tell it. It does not analyze whether something is true or false. It simply accepts whatever you speak with emotion and repetition, and it begins building your life around it. In this window, you are not thinking, you are programming. Most people use this moment to program fear. They wake up with anxiety about bills, deadlines, pressure, and they speak silently to themselves. I'm tired. I'm behind. I don't know if I can do this. I'm not enough. Nothing is working. These are morning commands too. They are orders, and the subconscious obeys them just as faithfully as it obeys success. It is not cruel. It is not biased. It is obedient. Whatever you tell the subconscious with feeling, it must manifest with precision. Andrew Carnegie understood this. Before the sun rose, he would speak to his mind like a commander speaking to his army. Thomas Edison began each morning by declaring his connection to the infinite intelligence that revealed inventions to him. Ford, Rockefeller, Schwab, they all gave their minds orders before they gave the world anything else. And here is what they discovered. The subconscious mind is a transmitting and receiving station. When you speak words charged with belief, you send a signal into this invisible network of intelligence. Ideas respond. Opportunities align. People move in your direction. Circumstances rearrange themselves. This is not fantasy. This is law. You are already using the law, whether you know it or not. The majority use it unconsciously and suffer. A small minority uses it deliberately and rise. The difference between the two. The words they speak at dawn, most people try to change their actions without changing their identity. They fight their habits. They repeat the same mistakes. They blame the world, the market, the government, their past, their family, all while ignoring the real issue. They never command their own mind. Your life does not change when you hope. It does not change when you complain. It does not change when you wish for better circumstances. Your life changes when you begin issuing orders to yourself, orders backed by emotion, orders charged with belief, orders spoken at the exact moment when the subconscious mind is awake and listening. That moment is your morning window. You have roughly 5 minutes of pure influence, 5 minutes of unlimited leverage, 5 minutes where you become the architect of your identity, not a prisoner of your past. If you do not use these minutes with intention, they will be used against you by habit, by fear, by yesterday. But if you take command, if you speak with conviction, if you give your mind orders instead of excuses, then those 5 minutes will change your entire life. Now breathe. Stay with me, because in the next chapter, you will learn the 11 morning commands that wealthy minds use to shape their destiny, and you will speak them not as hope, but as law. You are about to receive a set of words that do not motivate, Aston, they reprogram. They are not affirmations you say to feel better. They are commands that change who you are, how you think, what you attract, and what you create. Most people repeat empty ideas like I'm strong, I'm confident, I'm successful, but they do not become any of those things. Why? Because they speak without emotion, without identity, and without authority. The subconscious mind does not respond to weak voices. It responds only to authority plus emotion plus repetition. And that is exactly how the great builders of wealth, innovation, and industry used their mornings. Carnegie spoke to his future before the world ever heard his name. Edison commanded answers from infinite intelligence before he created inventions no one believed were possible. Rockefeller declared his place in the market long before he owned a single oil refinery. They did not wake up hoping for success. They woke up demanding it. And the subconscious obeyed. You will now do the same, but before I give you the 11 morning commands, you must understand why these specific phrases work and why they work only if spoken correctly. Each command does 3 things. 1, it establishes identity because your life follows who you believe you are. Not what you want, not what you hope, but who you believe yourself to be. 2, it assigns purpose. It gives the mind direction. A mind without direction becomes a victim of circumstances. A mind with direction becomes a creator of circumstances. 3, it activates law, not man-made law, mental law, universal law, the law that makes thoughts become things and identity become reality. These 11 commands are arranged in a sequence. They are steps. They are switches. Each one turns on a different mechanism in the subconscious mind. Self-mastery, purpose, power, wealth, service, resilience, patience, mental protection, gratitude, courage, becoming one by one. They build a mental structure like forging steel into a sword, said in the right order, with the right emotion. They turn you into someone the world cannot ignore. But there is one rule you must understand before speaking them. Never whisper your destiny. Speak it as a command. Speak loudly enough that your subconscious cannot mistake who is in charge. Speak clearly enough that your old beliefs begin to dissolve. Speak boldly enough that your future feels real. You are not asking life for permission. You are giving your mind orders. Now take another breath, slow and deliberate, because in the next chapter, you will speak the first command, a command used by those who refused to be victims of fate and became its authors. Prepare yourself. The next words you hear will begin your new identity. I am the master of my fate. Before you speak any other command, your mind must first understand one truth. You are not a victim of life. You are the architect of it. Most people never succeed for one simple reason. They secretly believe that life happens to them, that their circumstances are stronger than their choices, that their past is stronger than their decisions, that their environment is stronger than their mind. They wake up every morning already defeated because in their heart they believe fate is something that controls them, not something they control. But the great builders of history understood the opposite. Carnegie did not wait for opportunity. He commanded it. Henry Ford did not inherit success. He declared it when every expert said he would fail. Schwab didn't hope. He spoke his destiny long before he lived it. They all operated from one starting point, self-sovereignty. The belief that fate is not a force outside of you, but a force that begins within you. And this is why your first command is, I am the master of my fate. When you speak these words with emotion, you are not describing your life. You are defining it. You are telling your subconscious mind, I decide who I am. I decide what I will become. I decide what I attract. A man who believes he is controlled by circumstances becomes controlled by them. A man who believes he controls his destiny eventually bends circumstances to his will. This command marks the end of victimhood and the beginning of authorship. Now, you will speak it. Not softly, not like an idea, but like law. Sit upright or stand tall. Raise your chin slightly so your voice can carry through your chest. Take a deep breath. When you repeat the words, let the sound come from power, not from doubt. Ready? Say it with me. I am the master of my fate. Again, louder. With authority, I am the master of my fate. One last time, with conviction, as if the world must obey. I am the master of my fate. Feel what is happening. Feel the shift, because with these words, your subconscious mind has just received its first order. You are no longer a leaf in the wind. You are the wind. And now that you have claimed sovereignty over your life, there is only one question for the mind to ask. What direction will you lead it in? That answer comes in your next command, a command that gives your destiny a target so precise that your subconscious must manifest it. You now control your fate, but a captain without a destination cannot command the sea. A mind without direction cannot command success. This is why the second command exists. My definite chief aim guides my every action. Until you decide exactly what you want, your mind cannot deliver it to you. Your energy spreads thin. Your effort scatters. Your results remain random. Most people fail for only one reason: they never decide what they want with precision. They wish, they hope, they desire something better, but they never issue a clear order to the subconscious mind. And so the subconscious cannot obey them. Andrew Carnegie taught me a truth so sharp it cuts through all confusion. 98 out of 100 fail because they never pick a definite chief aim, not a dream, not a vague intention, but a specific, focused, measurable aim that commands their decisions, shapes their habits, and directs their entire being. A mind with no chief aim is like a ship with no rudder moving endlessly, accomplishing nothing, controlled by the waves, instead of controlling them. But when you choose a definite chief aim, you stop drifting through life. You begin steering it. Look at Edwin C. Barnes, a man with no money, no education, no connections. He decided that his chief aim was to become the business partner of Thomas Edison, not an employee, not an assistant, a partner. He declared it every morning before the world woke, and his subconscious began shaping his life around that command. The day he walked into Edison's office, he looked like a nobody. But Edison saw something powerful in him, the unwavering fire of a definite aim. Barnes became wealthy because he declared a direction and then acted in alignment with it every single day. This is why you must speak this command. My definite chief aim guides my every action. It does not simply clarify your goal. It trains your mind to automatically choose what supports that goal and ignore what does not. It makes you selective. It makes you focused. It makes you dangerous in the best way possible. But a direction is not enough. You must also believe that you have the power to reach it. And that brings us to the third command: I possess within me all the power I need. The greatest trap in life is believing that you must wait for more knowledge, more confidence, more time, more opportunity. But the men who changed history did not wait. They acted with the power they already had. Thomas Edison had 3 months of education. Henry Ford faced experts who laughed at him. George Washington Carver was born into slavery. None of them waited to be ready. They acted because they believed that intelligence, power, and guidance would reveal themselves after they committed. Infinite intelligence does not help those who hesitate. It helps those who decide and then move forward with faith. Your subconscious mind is wired directly to the source of solutions, ideas, creativity, and direction. But it only opens when you believe that you already have access to it. Power does not arrive before belief. Power arrives because of belief. When you speak, I possess within me all the power I need, you remove the barrier of doubt, the poison of hesitation, the disease of waiting. You give your subconscious permission to deliver power, ideas, guidance, and confidence, not later, now. So you will speak both commands together, because one gives direction and the other gives power. Sit tall, hands relaxed, jaw unclenched. Let your voice carry through your chest. Repeat after me. My definite chief aim guides my every action. Again with focus. My definite chief aim guides my every action. Now the second command. With certainty I possess within me all the power I need. Once more louder. I possess within me all the power I need. Now feel what has happened. You have direction, you have power. And with these two, there is only one thing left for the mind to do: build wealth, which leads us to your next commands, commands that multiply your earning power faster than talent or luck ever could, now that you have direction and access to power. Your mind must learn how wealth is actually created, not by luck, not by talent, not by connections, but by service multiplied through effort. This is where most people misunderstand success. They think money comes from doing the minimum to get paid. They focus on what they earn instead of what they contribute. But every great fortune in history was built on one principle: wealth follows service. Henry Ford did not become rich by taking from people. He became rich because he made transportation affordable for millions. Woolworth didn't get wealthy by selling expensive things. He served people who had only nickels and dimes. Carnegie didn't profit because he was greedy. He organized steel production so efficiently that the entire world was served. Every one of these men earned fortunes because they served massively, but service alone is not enough. There is a second law: your reward will always be greater than what you are paid for if you go the extra mile. Most people do only what they are required to do. They watch the clock. They wait for instructions. They wonder why no one gives them opportunity, rises, influence, respect. But those who rise, those who are promoted, those who become irreplaceable, those who become wealthy, are the ones who do more than they are paid for, long before they are paid more. Charles M. Schwab demonstrated this law so powerfully that it changed his life forever. Carnegie asked him to take over a failing steel mill, a place that had defeated every other manager. Schwab did not ask for more money. He did not complain about what wasn't working. He didn't wait to feel motivated. He worked 12 hours instead of 8. Not for overtime, not for applause, but because he followed the law of extra service. He demanded the same from every worker under him. Within 1 year, that steel mill became the most profitable in Carnegie's empire. Schwab's reward: a bonus of $1 million for a single year of service. In that era, it was a financial shock to the world. Why was he paid so much? Because he gave more than he was paid for until the universe and Carnegie had no choice but to reward him. This is not generosity. This is not luck. This is an immutable law of compensation. When you render more service than you are paid for, the world will eventually pay you more than you render. But it all starts with a command you must speak every morning: today I will go the extra mile in all I do. This doesn't mean overworking. It means over-serving. Not more hours, more value. Not more tasks, more excellence. The second command makes wealth unavoidable. I attract wealth through service to others. Because when your subconscious adopts a service consciousness, you begin to notice opportunities to add value everywhere. Ideas appear. Connections form. People seek you out. Doors open that once seemed locked. You stop chasing money. Money starts chasing you. Now sit up straight. Feel the difference between working for money and serving for wealth. Repeat after me slowly, with intent. Today I will go the extra mile in all I do. Again with strength. Today I will go the extra mile in all I do. Now the second command with certainty: I attract wealth through service to others. Again louder: I attract wealth through service to others. Let those words settle. Because with these commands, you are becoming a person society cannot ignore and wealth cannot avoid. But to rise even higher, The mind must learn one more law, what others call failure, you must call advantage. Success is not built from success. It is built from resistance, rejection, delay, and failure, shaped by those who refuse to quit and strengthened by those who refuse to think like the crowd. Before your subconscious mind can create wealth, it must learn 3 laws. Failure is fuel. Time is a tool. Protection is necessary. These laws come from 3 commands. You must speak every morning. Law 1, failure is a stepping stone. Here is your command. I transform every failure into a stepping stone. Most people collapse at the first setback. Why? Because they think failure is the opposite of success. But failure is not the enemy. Failure is the sculptor. Edison did not become the father of light because he avoided mistakes. He became a legend because he discovered 1,0,0,0 mistakes without quitting. Lincoln did not lead a nation because he won early. He won because every defeat taught him strength, patience, clarity, and character. You must stop fearing failure and start using it. Every failure contains instructions. Every setback contains direction. Every defeat contains refined knowledge that your competitors will never have. Those who avoid failure stay weak forever. Those who use failure become unstoppable. When you speak this command, you are rewriting your instinct. Your subconscious will stop interpreting failure as pain and start interpreting it as progress. Law 2, time is a tool. Here is your second command. I am building my success with patience and persistence. In nature, nothing valuable appears quickly. No tree reaches the sky in one season. No mountain forms overnight. No empire is built in a day. Yet people expect instant results and then destroy their potential with impatience. They quit too soon. They change their goals too quickly. They dig up their seeds before they grow roots. But the mind trained in persistence becomes invincible. James J. Hill spent 20 years pushing rails through wilderness to build the Great Northern Railway. His competitors laughed. His investors doubted. The newspapers called him insane. But he understood the law. Most people ignore. Progress that compounds slowly becomes power that explodes suddenly. There is nothing more profitable than patience multiplied by persistence. A slow builder who never stops becomes a giant. A fast starter who quits becomes nothing. When you speak this command every morning, you are telling your subconscious to resist impatience, to stay the course, to think long term, to build instead of rush. This is how fortunes are created. Not quickly, correctly. Law 3, protection is power. The third command, my mind is closed to all negative influences. You cannot grow a garden while letting weeds grow everywhere. You cannot build a fortress while leaving the gates open. Most people lose not because they are weak, but because they allow negativity to infect their mind through pessimistic friends, fearful family members, toxic co-workers, news designed to create panic opinions from people who have achieved nothing. Negativity is an infection, and if you listen to it long enough, you will start speaking its language and living its results. But when you close your mind to negative influences, you become mentally immune. You become selective. You filter your thoughts, your conversations, your information. Successful minds are guarded minds. They do not absorb everything. They choose what enters and what is rejected. Your subconscious accepts whatever dominates your awareness. So you must dominate your awareness with direction, purpose, belief, gratitude, and courage, not with fear and doubt, borrowed from others who quit. Speak the 3 commands. Now you will speak them slowly, deeply. With intent, I transform every failure into a stepping stone. Again, stronger. I transform every failure into a stepping stone. Now with purpose, I am building my success. With patience and persistence, again, without hurry, I am building my success with patience and persistence. And now from strength, my mind is closed to all negative influences. One more time with authority. My mind is closed to all negative influences. Feel the shift. Failure now fuels you. Time now serves you. And the world can no longer poison you. You are protected. You are prepared. Now, your mind can receive the final set of commands, the commands that attract abundance, opportunity, and courage, gratitude, and identity. Your subconscious mind now understands power, purpose, patience, and protection. But there are 3 final forces that turn these inner laws into outer results: gratitude, action, identity. These 3 determine how quickly your success takes form in the physical world. 1, gratitude is the magnet of opportunity. The first command, I give thanks for this day and its opportunities. Gratitude is not passive. It is not simply feeling good. Gratitude is a mental magnet. It tells the subconscious mind, find opportunities, attract more, expand what is working. Most people do not fail because life is empty. They fail because they are blind to what they have. They wake up focused on problems, scarcity, pressure, obstacles, and so their mind attracts more of it. Those who rise wake up focused on possibility, and the subconscious is forced to deliver more of what they appreciate. Rockefeller thanked life when he earned less than $1 a day. Every opportunity flowed toward him because he saw opportunity before he possessed it. Gratitude is not a reaction to success. Gratitude is what creates success. 2, action with decision conquers hesitation. Your second command, I act with decision and courage today. Indecision is a silent killer. It destroys more dreams than failure ever could. While average minds are thinking, successful minds are moving. Napoleon Bonaparte said, I make decisions 2 hours before my generals think they need to be made. Why? Because action creates information, action creates momentum, action forces life to respond. But hesitation creates nothing, and nothingness is death to opportunity. Courage does not remove fear. Courage simply acts in spite of it. Every morning, you must command yourself to act, not to wait, not to hope, not to search for perfect timing. There are no perfect conditions. There are only people who act before conditions are perfect. When you speak this command with emotion, you are programming your subconscious to seek action instead of permission. 3, becoming is greater than achieving. The final command of this set, I am becoming the person I was meant to be. This command shifts your focus from outcome to identity. Success is not what you do. Success is what you become. Life does not give you what you want. Life gives you what fits your identity. You cannot act like a victim and receive the rewards of a leader. You cannot think like a poor man and receive the opportunities of a wealthy one. You cannot speak like someone who doubts and expect the universe to take you seriously. The most powerful transformation in life is not achieving a goal. It is becoming the person who naturally achieves goals. Booker T. Washington rose from slavery, not because his circumstances changed, but because he changed first. Benjamin Franklin tracked his virtues every day because he understood that identity compounds just like money does. Small improvements, repeated daily, create greatness so quietly that others will call it overnight success. When you speak, "I am becoming the person I was meant to be," you are instructing your subconscious to evolve, to grow, to expand, to attract knowledge, people, and experiences that develop your highest potential. You are not chasing success. You are transforming into someone success must follow. Now speak the 3 commands. Sit up. Breathe slowly. Speak from intention, not from habit. I give thanks for this day and its opportunities. Again, with appreciation. I give thanks for this day and its opportunities. Now with strength I act with decision and courage today. Again, cut off hesitation. I act with decision and courage today. Now slowly, with identity. I am becoming the person I was meant to be. Once more, as a promise, I am becoming the person I was meant to be. Feel these words. You are not repeating, you are becoming. And now, your mind is prepared for the ritual itself. The structure, the timing, the silent rule that turns commands into reality. You now possess the 11 morning commands. But knowing them is not enough. Speaking them once is not enough. Hoping they work is not enough. There is a way to speak these commands so deeply that they rewrite your identity, reshape your habits, and reprogram your subconscious to attract success automatically. This is the same process used by the industrial giants, the innovators, the empire builders, not as a curiosity, but as a ritual. And ritual means discipline, repetition, emotion. Your subconscious mind has been programmed for years by fear, doubt, limitation, and the opinions of others. You cannot remove old programming with half-hearted enthusiasm or casual practice. You must replace it with intention. That requires a sacred moment each morning, a moment that belongs only to you. Here is the ritual. 1. Rise 30 minutes. Earlier, this step is not negotiable. You cannot rewire your mind if you wake up just in time to rush into life. The first 30 minutes of your day decide the next 16 hours. You must protect this time. If you are not willing to give yourself 30 minutes, you are not serious about success. And the subconscious will not serve someone who is not serious. 2. Protect silence and privacy. Do not speak to anyone. Do not check your phone. Do not read messages, emails, or news. They will infect your mind with someone else's intentions. This time must be yours alone. Guard it like a warrior guards his armor. If you must, close the door. Tell your family you are not to be disturbed. Train your environment to respect this ritual, and your environment will begin to respect your future. 3. Stand or sit with full presence. You may stand before a mirror or sit upright with your spine straight. You are not allowed to slump, collapse, or shrink into your words. Your posture must match your identity. Your voice must match your intention. You are not begging life. You are commanding it. 4. Speak each command 3 times with rising emotion. The subconscious responds only to belief, repetition, feeling. You will repeat each command 3 times. First time to establish the idea, second time to deepen conviction. Third time is absolute fact. You must speak as though your life depends on it, because it does. Weak words create a weak mind. Commanding words create a commanding life. 5. End with 5 minutes of silent expectancy. When you finish all 11 commands, do not rush into your day. Do not return immediately to noise, tasks, or distraction. Sit or stand in silence for 5 minutes. Not thinking, not planning, not analyzing, just expecting. This silence allows the subconscious to absorb the commands, store them as truth, and begin acting on them in ways your conscious mind cannot see yet. Your job is not to force results. Your job is to believe, speak, and allow the subconscious will handle the rest. How long to practice the ritual? 30 days you will feel different. 60 days you will think different. 90 days, others will notice. 6 months, your results will expose your identity. But there is one rule. If you skip a day in the first 30 days, you must start again. This is not punishment. This is how neural programming works. You are building a new mental identity. Identity requires consistency. Your mind is ready. Your ritual is clear. You have the commands. There is only one step left to begin, but you will not announce it. You will not brag. You will not tell anyone what you are doing. You will let your results speak for you. Your life will not change because you heard these words today. It will change because you speak them tomorrow morning and the next morning and the next. Not once, not when you feel like it, not when it is convenient, but every single day, like breathing, like eating, like survival. You now hold a ritual that reshapes destiny. It has turned ordinary workers into industry leaders. It has taken men from poverty to wealth, from obscurity to influence, from invisibility to legacy. But there is one final rule that separates the 2% who transform from the 98% who merely try. Do not talk about your transformation. Do not announce it. Do not explain it. Do not seek approval. Success hates noise and loves privacy. Power grows in silence. Identity matures in secrecy. The subconscious works best when your ego stays quiet. You are not here to impress anyone. You are here to become someone. Let your family wonder. Let your friends guess. Let your co-workers notice the change without knowing the cause. Let your results speak while you say nothing. Starting tomorrow morning, you will rise 30 minutes earlier. Protect your silence. Speak your commands with authority, and build your life from the inside out. Do not tell the world you are changing. Show them a world changed by you. Your challenge for the next 30 days. Rise early. Speak the 11 commands exactly as you learned them. Never skip the first 30 days. Never talk about the ritual. If you complete 30 days, continue to 60. If you complete 60, continue to 90. By then, your mind will be reprogrammed, and your habits will reflect your identity. And 6 months from now, someone will ask you the question. You must never answer, "How did you change like this?" Do not explain. Do not reveal anything. Just smile, because they are staring at the result of a battle they never saw. Final command to lock this ritual into your mind. Before we end, speak this one last line as your promise to yourself. I rise in silence. I build in silence. I succeed in silence. Again with authority. I rise in silence. I build in silence. I succeed in silence. Now one last time as law, I rise in silence. I build in silence. I succeed in silence. Your future has heard you. Your subconscious has accepted you. Your destiny is now waiting for you at dawn. This is the ritual. This is the challenge. This is the dividing line between who you were and who you were meant to become. Silence your doot. Silence your excuses, and tomorrow morning, begin